Singletary. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check. Round 80. Check. 42's the mark. You remember me? You remember me?
A 1st carry for Kenyon Drake. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Slam, slam, slam.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Hey, high 7. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. That'll go down as an 84-yard punt return as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Shifts by him. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Check. You draw Corker. Check 13.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, you got four down. Check it back.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Let's go. Mike 54. Mike 54.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning. And nothing but daylight ahead. 30, the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled.
He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Daniels going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
It moves to 2nd and 10.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go, tackle, let's go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Daniels. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Daniels flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down. Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Daniels. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross there to make the grab. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box. Touchdown.
Let's go, baby.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Going for the deep. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 23. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Matt Milano. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Airing one out for Crowder. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. As they are now on the board here in the first half. The extra point up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, spinning away. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Daniels. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Allen. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They'll set up the screen to Drake. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. Cincinnati score. He returns the punt 64 yards on the score. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Well, if you're into cheesy movies, you would title this one A Have to Remember, wouldn't you? His 2nd return touchdown of the game.
What if I'm not into cheesy movies?
Well, go ahead and get into it, man, because I just did it, and you're going to green light that one. How about those returns? Maybe they ought to think about not kicking him.
Yeah, they might want to go away from him in the future.
1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more.
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there. And even 60 yards. Allen going to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw, it's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, You've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
Hey, Charlie. Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go, D.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your...
He's got a man, complete. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Going deep, and this is caught inside the 5. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
6 man. Check girls, check girls.
2nd and 1. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
From the gun on 3rd down. Daniels to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Jamison Crowder. Incomplete.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Allen to throw it. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On first down, they stick with Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 34-yard line.
Stop. 42. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Alert, alert, alert.
On second and 12, Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep and curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, we're going to sell the go. Just go, and we'll see who's faster.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Going for it on 4th down. Allen. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up second down.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Switch it, switch it, switch it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Set. 70 ending. 58 the month. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
On third down, Daniels. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Let's go. Let's go.
First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Devin Singletary there, but it's going to be second down. After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Throwing is Allen on third. And he's able to find Diggs. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Allen now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, first and 10. They'll run here with Singletary. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
They go right back to Singletary. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's Allen. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's what. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 26, check 26, check 6.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches.
Switch. Hey, alert 3. Alert 3.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And to give this time to the tailback. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the screen.
2nd and 9 now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Looking to throw. Daniels. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's pulled in at the 32.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 37-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Kill. Say. Regular.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Mike's 4-2. Here we go, team. Here I come. Alert! 42, Mike 42. I'm coming after you.
Allen now. Throwing on third and long. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Geno Atkins able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Allen going to go on fourth down. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. On fourth down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, fourth down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Got a man open. It's Ross. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Allen hit. He lost the football.
I On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a desperation throw deep down. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ed Oliver in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Daniels. And the pressure gets to him again. Matt Milano picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And what are the whistles for? A timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. On 4th down, Daniels going deep downfield for Roll. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books.